Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil has not received any report from the MCMC tied to their probe on Anwar's claim about Muhyiddin. The Umno Veterans Club said the postponement of the Urban Renewal Bill proves that Umno is not a puppet for DAP. Meanwhile, DAP's Dr. Bu has called for disciplinary action against a municipal council president. Stay tuned for more. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil has yet to receive the report from the MCMC on its investigation involving Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's claim that Perikatan Nasional chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin had defended fuel subsidies for foreigners. When asked by Malaysiakini for an update on the case today, this was what he said.
Boleh tak YB beritahu status terkini siasatan MCMC berhubung PMX on subsidi kepada warga asing?
Saya belum terima.
Agak-agak bila boleh?
Saya akan semak. Nanti ataupun boleh tanya dengan pihak MCMC.
It has been nearly a month since MCMC announced its probe into the matter. On August 5th, Anwar had claimed that Muhyiddin had questioned the government's decision not to provide petrol subsidies to foreigners. However, Muhyiddin denied that he made such a statement and accused Anwar of failing to verify the claim properly. Anwar then told the MCMC to investigate whether Muhyiddin had made the statement. The MCMC had reportedly summoned Muhyiddin on August 7th to provide a statement as a witness. It said the investigation involves the contents of a TikTok account linking him to an allegation about targeted RON95 subsidies. The government has announced that a special committee to tackle bullying will be formed. This came amidst a rise in cases of bullying. In a press conference today, government spokesperson Fahmi Fadzil said that the committee will be chaired by Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Azalina Othman Said.
Jawatan kuasa khas ini akan mengumpulkan pelbagai kementerian, agensi untuk menyelaras beberapa perkara selepas kita buat beberapa pindaan termasuk kepada Akta Komunikasi dan Multimedia, termasuk kepada kanun keseksaan, selain daripada cadangan daripada Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Azalina untuk membentuk sebuah tribunal anti-bully. Ia juga akan mengambil kira aspek-aspek SOP bagi asrama dan yang seumpamanya. Mesyuarat pertama bagi jawatan kuasa khas ini akan diadakan pada 2 hari bulan September. Dan jawatan kuasa khas ini akan dipengerusikan oleh Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Azalina Osman Said.
DAP's Dr. Bu Cheng Hao has filed a petition to the Johor Civil Servants Commission or SPAJ to launch disciplinary action against Pontian Municipal Council MPPN President Azim Shamsuddin. This was over the council's order for 2 premises to cease operations for 30 days on the grounds of incorrect display of the national and state flags. In a statement, Bu said that the press statements and conduct of the president regarding the closure orders is believed to have exceeded the jurisdiction of a local government as stipulated by the Local Government Act. He added that Azim had declared that MPPN's bylaw gives him the authority to close any premise that violates the terms of the license or bylaws. However, Bu claimed that Azim's press release had misled the public. He said bylaws are enshrined in the provisions of the Local Government Act. He added that the jurisdiction and licensing powers of the local governments are limited to incidents involving public nuisance, health, and hygiene problems within their respective boundaries. Therefore, he said the enforcement powers of the local governments and their bylaws should not exceed the limitations of their jurisdiction. According to Bu, the National Emblem, Control Display Act covers flag displays, and only the police can enforce the act. With this, he urged the SPAJ to conduct a disciplinary investigation into Azim's statements and conduct. He also urged the Pontian Municipal Council to withdraw the closure orders before any judicial review is filed in court. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. The Umno Veterans Club said Barisan Nasional's stand on the Urban Renewal Act proves that it's not controlled by DAP. In a statement, Club Secretary Mustapha Yaakub expressed gratitude to BN representatives who supported the call for a postponement of the bill to allow for improvements to be made. He said BN's decision to push for the postponement clearly shows BN and Umno representatives are not being controlled by DAP and they are not afraid to speak up. He added that Umno Deputy President Muhammad Hassan's strategic and well-timed move regarding the issue had helped convince the government to delay the bill. Mustapha said the club hoped Putrajaya would review provisions under the proposed law that had sparked concerns among the people, particularly the excessive powers it will grant to the Housing and Local Government Minister, which could potentially overlap with the authority of state governments that have jurisdiction over land matters. He stressed that it must be remembered that the landlords in the states are the rulers and sultans. He also urged a thorough review on the bill to ensure that there are no hidden or questionable agendas that could worry the rakyat, especially urban Malays. For context, the bill was tabled for first reading on August 21st. Its second reading happened yesterday, but debates and voting were postponed to the next Dewan Rakyat sitting in October. Housing Minister Nga Korming had said that they would introduce some improvements to the proposal. Bersih chairperson Faisal Abdul Aziz has questioned the speed at which recent bills have gone through Parliament. This is despite recent reforms intended to introduce more checks and balances in the legislative process. In a series of posts on X, Faisal said the process of debating bills in Parliament needs to be improved further. He said this is to achieve the government's goal of reforming Parliament, especially with several important upcoming bills. He warned that without proper debate, reforms risk looking cosmetic, not genuine. Parliament passed the Parliamentary Services Bill 2025 and constitutional amendments in March, intended to enhance Parliament's autonomy and give parliamentary special select committees a stronger role to perform checks and balances. On August 12, the Dewan Rakyat also amended its standing orders to bring them in line with the introduction of the Parliament Services Act 2025. However, Faisal pointed out that several bills have recently been tabled in Parliament in a hasty manner and questioned why it didn't first go through the PSCs that now have permanent status. He said the Government Procurement Bill 2025 should have been scrutinized by the PSC on finance and economy, while the Urban Renewal Bill 2025 should be scrutinized by the PSC on infrastructure, transport, and communications. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysiakini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. An earthquake measuring 3.4 on the Richter scale was recorded in Segamat at 4:24 a.m. today. This is the fourth to hit the district in a week. According to Bernama, the Malaysian Meteorological Department said the earthquake occurred at a depth of 10 kilometers, about 22 kilometers northeast of Segamat. Met Malaysia added that it will continue to monitor the situation closely and will provide updates from time to time. In a statement on its Facebook page, Met Malaysia also urged members of the public who experienced the tremors to fill in a survey form to help the authorities obtain detailed data on the incident. Segamat had recorded 3 weak earthquakes on August 24th, 27th, and 28th, with magnitudes ranging between 2.5 and 4.1. Yesterday, a 2.5 magnitude earthquake occurred at 7:56 p.m., with the epicenter detected about 13 km north of Segamat. On August 27th, a 3.2 magnitude minor earthquake hit Segamat at 8:59 a.m., with tremors felt in several parts of Johor and southern Pahang. On August 24th, Met Malaysia confirmed 2 minor earthquakes in Johor, one measuring 4.1 in Segamat and another of 2.8 magnitude in Yongpeng. Yesterday, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim hit out at the opposition for accusing the government of trying to displace Malays through its Urban Renewal Bill. He stressed that the bill is intended to uplift the living conditions of Malays who have been staying in dilapidated housing areas in cities. We ran a poll on this to hear your thoughts on the bill. Here are the results. 46% of respondents support the bill, believing it will benefit urban Malays by providing better living standards. 39% were skeptical, expressing concerns that the policy might negatively impact low-income communities. Meanwhile, 12% agreed the bill is important for urban development but feel it needs refinement before implementation. One voter suggested the government should instead let the people refurbish their homes with the help of local councils, saying it will help small contractors. Others questioned the delay in the bill's passage, asking if it's truly beneficial. Why hasn't it gained majority support in Parliament? What are your thoughts on the issue? Share your views in the comment section below. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.